Southern California, a quick escape to New Orleans, and we are going to show you the fun things you can do here. We're in LAX, and today we are going to be flying to New Orleans. This will be our first time visiting the state of Louisiana. After a 3.5-hour flight, we have landed in the Big Easy. Easy peasy! Our first stop is the National World War II Museum. This museum tells the story of the American experience in the war that changed the world. We're handed some dog tags as we enter the train. After the train departed, we watched a video presentation on soldiers who enlisted in the war. Then we registered our dog tag by selecting a member in the military whose story we want to follow. Now we're going upstairs to look at the exhibits. First up is a special gallery on comedian Bob Hope and his contribution to the war. The exhibit highlights how Hope helped lift the human spirit during one of the darkest times in American history. Next, we're learning about the start of the war. The A Day of Infamy presentation shows how America was brought into the conflict when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. This section tells the story of the Japanese Americans who were forced into incarceration camps. Click here to watch our video on the Manzanar Japanese internment camp. Brother is playing with one of the many multimedia displays. I am learning about manufacturing during wartime. We're taking a quick bite at Jerry Nim's soda shop. I'm going to make this disappear. It disappeared. We're back to the exhibits. If I counted right, there's 40 boats. It's time to learn about D-Day, on which Allied forces invaded northern France by means of beach landings in Normandy. The Nazi flag is so ugly. We're crossing the American Spirit Bridge to the next building. The Road to Tokyo exhibit retraces the grueling trail that led from Pearl Harbor to Tokyo Bay. And it ended with Japan surrendering when the US dropped the atomic bomb. We're taking the escalator down to the next level. The Road to Berlin Gallery brings to life the drama, sacrifices, personal stories, and strategies of America's campaign to defeat the Axis powers and preserve freedom. Why is the Nazi flag going the wrong way? This exhibit recreates battle settings and villages for immersion. Next, we're visiting the John E. Kushner Restoration Pavilion to learn how STEM helped solve some of World War II's toughest problems. In case you don't know, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Lastly, we're checking out the U.S. Freedom Pavilion, the Boeing Center, to view World War II airplanes. We had an educational time here. Our next stop is the Louisiana Children's Museum. Opened in 1986, this is a 30,000 square feet museum of interactive exhibits for children. Oh no, brother found a train table. He's gonna stay there forever. All aboard, choo-choo. I'm playing a game that tests my reflexes. Brother is trying to pull himself to the top. Here, let me show you how it's done. We're throwing the baseball to see how fast we can pitch. Next, Brother and I are trying to lift up 500 pounds of weight. Our shadows are projected onto the wall in this room. We're going up to the second level. We're learning about vision in this room. Look at me dancing, and Brother, and Beaver. Now we're exploring the little port of New Orleans. Let's go play a little Winn-Dixie. cash register here is very cool because it actually prints out a receipt. Now we're going to see exhibits on the attractions of New Orleans. We're learning about the architecture of the city in this exhibit. Lastly, we're going to play at a mock cafe. Here comes your food. We had so much fun at the Louisiana Children's Museum. We're heading to our hotel at the heart of the Central Business District, and Brother is all worn out. We have arrived at Hyatt House, New Orleans. So we're going to give you a tour of the room. We're staying in a suite. So there's a kitchenette with a stove, microwave, and coffee maker. There's a refrigerator, a living room with, oh look, a trolley. There's a trolley station right there. So I guess if we're ever going to have to ride to the French Quarter or something, we can just go there. In the bedroom, and 2 queen-size beds, and another TV. And lastly, the bathroom. The Hyatt House also features awesome breakfast with an omelet bar. Now we're going to ride the streetcar for fun. Streetcars are a charming and convenient way to experience the many areas of New Orleans. 4 distinct lines, each originating downtown, will take you through the French Quarter and beyond. Lastly, we're going to get some dinner at Brothers Food Mart. We brought our food back to the Hyatt House to eat. We had so much fun in our quick escape to New Orleans. Hello Buccaneers, this is our New Orleans guide with kids, and we are going to show you the fun things you can do here. Hotel accommodations was provided by Hyatt House, New Orleans. New Orleans, nicknamed the Big Easy, is known for its distinct music and its annual celebration called Mardi Gras. The historic heart of the city is the French Quarter. Our first stop today is the Moonwalk, and right here is the Mississippi River, and it's the first time I've seen it in person. This was also a site of the transatlantic slave trade. Now we're waiting in the long line at Café du Monde for their famous beignets. Established in 1862, this 24-hour cafe is known for its beignets, square French-style donuts lavishly covered in powdered sugar. We're going to eat our snacks at the Jackson Square. It's like a donut. It's really sugary. If you come here to eat beignets in the future, you should wear white. My brother's shirt is so messy, and so is mine. Now we are at the St. Louis Cathedral. What's the St. Louis Cathedral? Completed in 1851, this parish church is dedicated to Louis IX, Sainted King of France. This is also the oldest cathedral in the United States. Our next stop is the Louisiana State Museum, Cabildo. This museum houses many rare artifacts of America's history. It was where the Louisiana Purchase Transfer ceremonies took place in 1803. The current exhibit celebrates the people, places, and things that are quintessentially New Orleans. The sky here looks like an orange peacock. We're going up to the second level. In this gallery, we're learning about the Battle of New Orleans. Brother is having a good time listening to the song of the historical conflict. We had an educational time. Now we are at the Louisiana State Museum. Now we are at the Louisiana State Museum Presbytere. This building was designed in 1791 to match the Cabildo, and it became part of the Louisiana State Museum in 1911. We're learning about Hurricane Katrina. This exhibit tells the story of rescue, rebuilding, and renewal during one of the worst disasters in American history. Now we're looking at the Mardi Gras exhibit. This section offers a window into the annual celebration and riotous rituals of a festival that is inextricably woven into Louisiana's way of life. Brother and I are pretending we're throwing beads from the parade float. Now we're going to use a porta potty. Whoa! Oh, my, look. It's a bathroom. Lastly, we're learning about king cakes and the king cake baby, which represents Jesus. We had so much fun learning about Mardi Gras. It's time for lunch at the Gumbo shop. I'm having chicken gumbo and jambalaya. I ate the catfish. We're walking around the French Quarter to do some shopping. This store carries a lot of fun carnival masks. We're looking at you! Our next stop is the Historic New Orleans Collection. Founded in 1966, this is a museum, research center, and publisher dedicated to preserving the history and culture of New Orleans and the Gulf South. We're working on a kids' activity sheet as we look at the exhibits. This is a receipt to the Louisiana purchase. The real document is in the National Archive. In this section, we're learning about Colonel Jackson and the Battle of New Orleans. We also saw exhibits on Mardi Gras, jazz, and the Sugar Bowl. Let's head to our final destination. We're at the Audubon Insectarium. This place encourages you to use all 5 senses as you explore North America's largest museum devoted to insects and their relatives. Brother is looking at ambers and fossils of insects from the prehistoric era. Let's check out the field camp.
So these are Madagascar kissing cockroaches? Would you like to pet her?
Yeah.
Why not?
We do not like cockroaches. Brother worked up his courage to touch the cockroach.
It just feels like plastic.
What's in this case? You don't see it? What's moving there in the back? See, this is the first time we've seen a bug disguised as a candy cane. In this display, we're watching the ants cut the petals off the flower and carry them back to their nest. Look at all the beetles. Which one of them is Ringo? Now it's time to check out the underground and see what it's like to be the size of an ant. There are many oversized exhibitry and giant animatronic bugs here, and surprises around every corner. Next, we learn about yellow fever and view the cockroach display. This is disgusting. I'm going to crawl inside for a closer look. Next up is a termites gallery. Fun fact, did you know that termites never sleep? Next, we're checking out the Louisiana Swamp exhibit, which offers a recreated wetlands habitat. We're going to take a little break and play an arcade game. Now we're entering the Metamorphosis room to look at Chrysalis. Lastly, we're going to visit the butterfly garden. This Asian-inspired garden features an amazing array of butterflies in a spectacular free flight exhibit. Before we leave, we're visiting the Bug Cafe, where chefs incorporate bugs into their dishes. Brother is going to try a chocolate chirp cookie made with a cricket. Don't forget to check out the gift shop before you leave. We had so much fun in NOLA. Stay tuned for part 2. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to look for your own adventure. Hello Buccaneers, this is our New Orleans guide with kids, and we are going to show you the fun things you can do here. Hotel accommodations was provided by Hyatt House, New Orleans. We are at the St. Louis Cemetery number 1, and we are going on a tour with Save Our Cemeteries. This is the only non-profit cemetery restoration and tour organization specifically dedicated to the promotion and protection of the New Orleans historic cities of the dead. Miss Patricia will be our tour guide on this rainy day. She will be leading us through the oldest existent cemetery in New Orleans.
These are what they call wall vaults. Wall vaults are pretty self-explanatory. They're a wall of vaults. In your city of the dead, these are your condominiums and apartments.
This tomb has sunken halfway to the ground. A lot of people here died when they were really young. Miss Patricia is showing us diagrams of what the inside of the crypt looks like. Some tombs are in very bad shape due to age and vandalism, and some of them are in perpetual care. This one is a preservation in progress. Miss Patricia pointed out a funny obelisk.
Since on this side you have Louis Armstrong, who's buried in New York, all right? And Aaron Neville's still alive.
Save Our Cemeteries is a great tour to go on because they tell you facts and history instead of supernatural mumble-jumble. Other tours would lead you to believe an unmarked tomb belongs to Voodoo Queen Mary Laveau and have you leave hair ties as offerings. Now we're looking at a simple built tomb.
Lay a brick on the ground and just set the casket on top and then bricked up around it.
And one that's made for a society. We learned something new, that the family of artist Edgar Degas has their tomb here. This is the only one here that looks like a tabletop. Several movies use this cemetery as their location, such as Easy Rider. This is Nicolas Cage's tomb. Paul Morphy, considered one of the greatest chess players, is buried here. Finally, we're looking at the real tomb of Mary Laveau, and Miss Patricia is telling us about Voodoo. We learned a lot on this cemetery tour. Our next stop is New Orleans Botanical Garden. Located in City Park, this 12 acres of gardens and art is open year-round. The garden walk can take anywhere from 20 minutes to a couple of hours. There are several sections within this garden. We're at a Japanese garden. It feels very zen in here. Now we're at the train garden. Unfortunately, there is no train today because it only operates on weekends. Now we are in Storyland. This playground is filled with 20 larger-than-life storybook sculptures featuring classic fairy tale characters. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Brother is having a lot of fun here. I'm going inside the whale from Pinocchio. And here comes Brother. Our next stop is the New Orleans Museum of Art. This is Mardi. Now we're having lunch at Mardi. Opened in 1911, this is the city's oldest fine arts institution. The museum hosts an impressive permanent collection of almost 40,000 objects. Naked people again. We're going to the second level. Here are a couple paintings of Louisiana. Now we're going to enter the cabin full of gold. We're pretending that it's raining. Brother's going to take some pictures with his phone. Now he's adding his cow to the pictures. We had so much fun here. Our next stop is the Pitot house. Constructed in 1799, this is the only Creole colonial country house that is open to the public in New Orleans. We're looking at the dining room, and the kitchen used to be outside, and so was the staircase. Let's go to the second floor. Brother is playing with the spinning wheel. Don't break it or else we'll have to pay for it. Now we're looking at a mold for making candles and a mouse trap. The dozen is showing us a bed made of ropes.
Anyone ever said to you when you're going to bed to sleep tight? You know where that comes from? Tightening the rope, sleep tight. So you get your ropes tight. So you're not sagging down in the middle of your bed when you're sleeping.
Come on, let's go check out another room. Here's a painting of Mr. Pitot, the first mayor of New Orleans. Brother thought that bed was a bunk bed, and he's cracking himself up. The tour guide is showing us an antique laptop that's equipped with a feather pen and a stamp. This bed is covered with a mosquito net. We're smelling the root of a giant grass plant which has a perfume aroma. Now we're going out to the balcony. There is a great view of the bayou, and you can even see downtown New Orleans from here. Lastly, the docent is showing us what the interior of the wall looks like. Let's go to our final destination. We are in the French Quarter. Our next stop is the Voodoo Museum. Opened in 1972, this museum features historic voodoo relics, paintings, sculptures, and other artifacts. I'm learning about the origin of voodoo and Mary Laveau, the Voodoo Queen. We see many altars as we walk down the corridor. Why is there so many dollar bills and coins here? And there are even more altars in this room. Some believe that the voodoo wishing stump can make your dreams come true. Let's see what's in this gallery. Lastly, we're looking at some voodoo dolls. Now I'm going to talk to a staff here at the museum.
Hello, how you doing? My name is Madame Cinnamon Black. I'd like to welcome you to the Historical Voodoo Museum. So you come to see voodoo, huh?
Why are there so many dollar bills in there?
They have a lot of dollar bills in there because in order to receive, you have to give. This is the famous picture of Marie Laveau. They say that this picture here is the closest to her likeness. Look what she has on her head and what I tried to make on my head. It's called the tignon, better known as a purse.
Then she showed me some gris-gris, an African or Caribbean charm used in voodoo.
Next time you want to do some voodoo or get someone, come see me. I got you. I'm Madame Cinnamon Black.
We had so much fun in New Orleans. Stay tuned for part 3. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to look for your own adventure. Hello Buccaneers, this is our New Orleans guide with kids, and we are going to show you the fun things you can do here. Hotel accommodations was provided by Hyatt House, New Orleans. Our first stop is the New Orleans Jazz Museum. Housed in the historic Old U.S. Mint, this museum is in the heart of the city's vibrant music scene. There are about 25,000 artifacts here at the Jazz Museum. In addition, it features 15 festivals annually and more than 365 concerts a year. First, we're checking out the Drumsville exhibit. The drum set is an American invention, and New Orleans played a central role in its development. If you know the song Brother's playing, please tell us in the comments below. There are many stations where you can listen to music. This section is on female artists. This gallery showcases Professor Longhair. Brother, did you break the violin? We're listening to even more songs. Lastly, we're visiting a concert hall and watching a performance of a New Orleans street beat. This is an old-fashioned shopping area featuring local vendors selling candy, clothing, gifts, and souvenirs. Are the alligators real? Touch their teeth. We wanted to check out the New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park, but unfortunately it is closed due to the federal government shutdown. Our next stop is the Beauregard-Keyes house. Built in 1826, this place is named for two of its former residents, Confederate General P.G.T. Beauregard and author Francis Parkinson Keyes. Ah! Creepy dolls! Ah! The house is now owned by the Keyes Foundation, which was established to ensure the preservation of the site.
That painting has naked baby.
We're going to take a peek of the garden through the window.
This is the garden.
Ah, another creepy doll. Now we're going out to the courtyard. We enter the back house to look at more artifacts.
I'm playing with an antique typewriter.
We learned a lot here. It's time to go across the street. Now we're visiting the museum at the old Ursuline Convent. This is the oldest building in the Mississippi Valley and once home to the Ursuline nuns as a convent, orphanage, and school for girls. Let's go check out the statues in the yard.
This was originally the orphans' dining room.
The mission of the museum is to support a vibrant spiritual life within the New Orleans Catholic community by recognizing and displaying the contributions of their multicultural and multi-ethnic past. Now we're visiting St. Mary's Church, which was built in 1845. We had an educational time here. Our next stop is the Barataria Preserve, and unfortunately, the federal government is shut down, so we can't do the Junior Ranger program. Located in Jean Lafitte National Park, this place offers a taste of Louisiana's wild wetland. I need to say this loud, okay? Now we're gonna hike the Visitor Center Trail! The preserve's 23,000 acres include bayous, swamps, marshes, and forests. I like this place. It's a forest on water. It's like the forest got flooded. We're walking along boardwalks and dirt trails to spot animals including alligators and over 200 species of birds. Unfortunately, we can't see any alligators today because of the federal government shutdown, so then the park didn't pay the alligators to come out.
Why will you pay them? Does the money go in their mouth? Like a dialect. I don't know why.
We had so much fun hiking at the Barataria Preserve. Now we are at the Audubon Zoo. This zoo features unique natural habitats for animals. We don't have much time because we came here really late. It's going to close in 25 minutes. So we're trying to make our way all the way to the end of the park to see the swamp exhibit because that's what we're here for. We have reached the Louisiana Swamp exhibit and we have about 10 minutes to spend here. This exhibit explores the relationships between the Cajun people, plants, and animals of the swamp. My favorite part about the exhibit is the alligator. We even have a white alligator here. Let's head to our last attraction. It's time to check out Mardi Gras World. This place gives you an authentic Mardi Gras experience all year round. It allows you to see breathtaking floats, costumes and props, and even try some king cake. Brother gives the dessert his signature shrug. Now we're going on the tour. First, the docent is telling us how they make statues out of paper mache. The next step is applying paint on the paper mache. We're looking at some work in progress for this year's Mardi Gras. Watch out for the tentacles. The docent is taking us to see the floats, and Brother spotted his favorite. Toot, toot. The tour guide is showing us the harness that people wear so they don't fall out of the float. Brother, be careful so you don't get choked by the beads. We're viewing more sculptures around the warehouse. Lastly, we're looking at a robot called Pixie that sculpts the art. We had so much fun in New Orleans. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to look for your own adventure.